I'm Justin Davis, and this is Runcam's RC. Hey guys, welcome back to the Drone Camps channel. I'm Justin Davis, and today, hey, we're going to do something fun. We're going to take the Split Mini out to the field, and we're going to do another flight test with this, but this time I'm going to show you a whole bunch of flight footage recorded in the best resolution on the Split Mini at 1080p. Now, I did a few different setups here. I built like 4 variations of it last night in the shop and this morning. This one I built the entire morning this morning, set it up for you guys, and showed you how the best way to set up a stack. And you can put this on any type of micro size 2-inch racers or 3-inch racers if you want to, even on some larger racers if you feel like going super lightweight, and you have a 20x20 mounting option on that frame. So originally I set it up with this setup right over here. This is the BQE Pixel Mini, and this will definitely get this stack going. And you can also change it up and make it shorter by the way I'm going to show you here. So just going to give you a couple build tips on this, since I have built like 4 variations of it now. I can definitely give you some good advice on it. But first we're going to talk about the HGLRC F4 ZEUS. This is cool because I've showed this on the channel before. This is a flight controller ESC stack all in one, and you have enough ESCs on here to run 3 to 4S, and everything is all in one stack, so no ESCs out on the arms. Everything is all right in that one PCB. So pretty cool because this eliminates having 2 layers and stacks it down to 1. So that's great. Something like this was probably 6 layers tall, including the VTX and everything. So I kind of abandoned this one for what it was, and I decided to put it over here on the Furibee X140, mainly because I love the way this flies. It flies really awesome, and it's a nice tall frame inside here. So I'm just going to set this to the side, and check out Bill's BQE Multirotors, by the way. He's got some really killer 3-inch frames coming out. So this is the Furibee X140 from the side here, and let me just move this in a little bit closer so you can see what's going on. At the very bottom I have the F4 ZEUS down here, and I have my VTX next. And the reason that I did it that way is because if I put this Split Mini down there close to the flight controller, what happened was it put this USB dangerously close to this other USB port down here, and I didn't want these 2 pieces of metal to touch. I don't want any chances for a short in my frame on my Split Mini setup. So I put the VTX in the middle and moved that one up here, and I still had enough room up top to put my XM Plus. So my receiver's tucked in up top, and there's nothing on top of this frame, so it makes a nice closed in stack, and everything is inside the frame and pretty well protected in here. There's a pretty good amount of protection for the camera on this frame. The lens does stick out a little bit in the front, but I've had some full frontal crashes with this in some previous flight tests, and I didn't break the camera. I actually broke a motor, so that's why you see a different motor here. I slapped an Emax red bottom on the bottom for just a quick flight test. Now, originally I had used HGLRC's 4-in-1. This is called the F440, and it's everything included in this box, including a VTX. Now, I did use the same style VTX on top of this one, and I ran it out the back. The only issue with that is that you have to put a good amount of hot glue on that antenna snapping onto the flight controller. Now, you can use the HGLRC, the F440, like I showed you guys yesterday, if you want to run something 4S on a micro. This is pretty insane right here. 40 amp ESCs, 32-bit BL Hetley ESCs on this one. So you can check this one out at the link below. I'll try to put their website down here, and some links also for the HGLRC F4 ZEUS. Now, I did use a capacitor on the back, and I suggest you guys use a capacitor because mainly this will clean up your video a lot. You're just going to solder this onto the positive and negative terminal where the battery connects to, right above where your battery is on the same tabs. So just solder on your battery terminals first, and then put this right on top with a little more solder, and make sure it's nice and secure, and then you can kind of bend it up and out of the way. But this helps your video a ton. I also spoke with Runcam again, and I asked them about the Wi-Fi issue. Is there Wi-Fi included on the Split Mini? Well, I got an answer from them, and they said it is not. So I did confirm that there is no Wi-Fi option on the Split Mini. Is that a big deal to me? Not really. It's not a real big deal because going into the menus and changing things around inside the menus is not really that big of a deal, and you're not going to do it that often. I actually did set mine up so that I have to manually press the record button on mine over here in the very front, and before I take off, it's set to auto record. So I found that kind of annoying because sometimes it's sitting there and wasting SD card space. Now when you come into land, you don't necessarily have to press it again to stop the video file, which is cool because this has an auto save feature. If you unplug your quad, the video file is still going to save to the SD card before this shuts down. That's really cool that they figured out how to do that. Now also I took it a step further and crashed this one in about 4 inches of water. Believe it or not, it was sitting like this, upside down, and 4 inches of water when I walked up to it. And this was almost completely submersed in the water. And when I walked up to it, there was still a light shining somewhere inside this stack. And amazingly and scary enough, when I got home, I popped the SD card out after I shook the water off of it, dried it off, and put it in my SD card reader. And amazingly, the video file was still there. It was my last video file of the day, and you're going to see that coming up here. It was a little bit cloudy today, and I think the video footage is pretty good for the full resolution, the highest at 1080p. And I think, again, this is definitely a game changer for brushless micros, 3-inch, 2-inch. And who knows, one of these days maybe you'll have it on a 1S setup, kind of crazy. But some good things are to come this year for 2018, and I'm pretty damn excited about the Split Mini. I think this is an awesome option for the brushless micro FPV community. So I'm looking forward to more of it, and hopefully you guys will see this on a few more setups. Maybe some of these companies will get smart and start including the Split Mini as an option on their bind and fly quads, because if they did that, if China's listening about that, they will sell a lot of quads, especially if it comes out of the box ready to bind up to your radio and go fly and record some 1080p video. I think they would definitely be a big seller. So anyway, guys, let's go ahead and end this little tips session and second part of this Split Mini review, and I'll show you some footage and you guys can enjoy the music. So thanks again for hanging out with me. I'm Justin Davis. I'll see you on the next one.